So tayo po ay patuloy na tumatalakay sa layunin ng Diyos sa pag-aasawa. At una nga po, alalahanin natin na ang pag-aasawa ay sagrado. Okay? Ito po ay banal na tipan natin sa Panginoon with the commitment of enhancing, protecting, and providing sa ating mapapangasawa. Sapagat yun pong nilayon ng Diyos. Yun po ang kanyang pinanukalang mabuti. Okay? So sabi po natin mga audience, wala rang sound. Okay, paki-comment. Salamat po. Paki-comment po kung meron na kayo nadidinig na sound. Okay, so kung paano ang church na binubuo nating mga Kristiyano ay tinawag na iglesia, itinuring po rin tayong bride na ikakasal kay Kristo, and He wants us to think na yung ating napangasawa, ay tratuhin din natin tulad na kanyang trato sa kanyang iglesia. And for that purpose, nais niyang magkaroon tayo ng masaya, maayos, maliwalas, kahit na punong-puno ng pagsubok, naroon tayo creating the best version ng ating sarili. And willing to protect and provide. Sa Mark chapter 10, verse 7 and 8, for this reason, a man shall leave his father and his mother, and be united unto his wife, and the two will become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Hindi po ito parang yelo at yelo, tinunaw at nag-blend. Hindi po. Magiging isang laman sila. Magiging partner. Secondly, love is not an emotion. It's a decision. Isang handog natin sa Diyos with our commitment, consecrated para sa kanyang kaluwalhatian. So when we enter into a marriage, we make the decision to love our spouse, to provide and protect. Dumating man sa punto na hindi niya deserve, andun tayo willing to do our part. And this kind of love that says to other, ano man ng tingin ng tao, ano ka man sa iba, but you are so special to me, for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. So, andun yung damdaming you will keep loving each other, to show love and to express love, and that love would cover multitudes of sin. Hindi yung kukonsintin na mali, kundi willing to overlook. Thirdly, marriage exists for God's glory. It's supposed to display yung unconditional love ni Kristo at yung kanyang sagradong pakikipagtipan sa atin bilang kanyang iglesia. That His love is sacrificial. Nung tayo ay kanyang tinubos, pinakita niya ang kanyang sakripisyo, and live a life of love all throughout. Kung paano minalta ni Kristo nang walang nang sagad sa karan, ika nga. So, looking back, kayo at ang inyong kabiyak, sometimes we've been bombarded na maraming pagsubok. Halos tingin natin wala tayong kakayanan maka-recover. binabagyo ang pagsasama ng maraming suliranin, pangailangan, and to make matters even worse and even challenging, naramdaman natin minsan na we are not easy to live with each other. Na parang gusto niyo nang give up. Yung marriage garden, tumungo na mula sa surviving to thriving. Pero sinikap niyo pa rin na magpatuloy at magsama for two reasons: because of God's unfaltering grace and uncompromising commitment. Si Kristo po, hindi tayo give up, hindi tayo sinukuan. Ganyan din naman dapat natin gawin sa ating kasalukuyang married life. Or planuhin nyo na magiging future couple. Salamat sa Panginoon because His Word are filled with principles na nagbibigay buhay, nagbibigay lakas sa ating mga may asawa at magiging guide ng mga mag-aasawa pa lang. And couples must take time na aralin yung prinsipyo ng Biblia. Sa Genesis 2:24 and 25, kaya't iiwan ng lalaki ang kanyang ama at ina at makikipisan sa kanyang asawa. Sila'y magiging isang laman. Sila'y kapahubad, ang lalaki at ang kanyang asawa, and notice the word, at sila'y di nagkakahiyaan. Dito po may prinsipyo tayong pwedeng pag-usapan to hold a married life strong. Sapagkat kahit to healthy ang married life natin, may mga struggles tayo. And this principle would help us to hold a marriage together. One, the principle of severance. Yung dapat maintindihan ng mag-asawa pa lang o tayong may mga asawa na iba na yung loyalty mo ngayon kasi may asawa ka na. Ibig sabihin, parang you should take note of the word paghiwalay o pagputol ng relasyon ng pagsasama ninyo ng inyong magulang, ikaw ay makikisama na sa inyong kabiyak. Yung phrase na a man leaves his father and mother sa verse 24, it means a man or a woman would switch their primary allegiance from their parents to each other. Ang katapatan mo na ngayon, higit sa lahat, is to your mapapangasawa o sa iyong asawa. Hindi nangangulugan that you would not accept any help or assistance sa inyong mga magulang. It's not also means na you would ignore your parents and disrespect them. Hindi po yun. When we say severance means that the new husband and wife no longer look sa nanay at sa tatay to meet their needs. You and husband and wife should look up to one another for their needs. Hindi yung nag-asawa kayo tapos dagdag pa kayong palamunin ng magulang ninyo. Pati mga anak ninyo, pati mga alaga ninyong hayop, palamunin ng magulang ninyo na kukuba. Mahiya naman tayo. When you plan to get married, dapat alam nyo that you are to provide for your family. Hindi yung magulang nyo ang magkakain para sa inyo. Hindi po. Kaya nga dapat kagad, andun yung damdam niyong himiwalay kagad. Matuto kayo mamuhay kung hindi nyo kaya. Kayo mag-asawa. Hindi pera pa ng ating mga magulang. So, severance. Note the word permanence. Sa verse 24, kumbaga, it's a word that means you are welded together. Pinagsama kayo. Nakaglue kayo sa isa't isa. Two like pieces of wood na pinagdikit. Partner na kayo ngayon. You are joined to absolute devotion and loyalty, uncompromising affection sa isa't isa. And I'm talking about two healthy, emotionally strong people, lalaki at babae, na nagpasyang magpakasal, who choose to stick together. Ano man ang mangyari. And Jesus took it a step even further than Moses. Mark 10:9, ang pinapagsama ng Diyos ay huwag papaghiwalay ng tao. Malakay 2:14, gayon may yung sinabi, bakit? Sapagat ang Panginoon ay naging saksi sa iyo at sa asawa ng iyong kabataan na ginawan mo ng paglililo, bagaman siya iyong kasama, siya asawa ng iyong tipan. Ang masakit lang to, yung pinagsama ng Diyos, sinisikap paghiwalay ng tao sa maraming kaparaanan. Marami kasing maling dahilan kaya sila nagsama. Well, in the first place, baka hindi Diyos ang nagsama sa kanila. May mga tao na ikinasal na walang katapatan right from the beginning sa kanyang kabiyak. So nawawalan kasagraduhan ng kasal due to only one biblical reason, and that is fornication. Matthew 19:9, at sinasabi ko sa inyo, sino mang ihiwalay ang kanyang asawang babae liban na kung sa pakikiapid at mag-asawa sa iba ay nagkakasalan pangangalo niya. So, when one person develops infidelity, kawalang katapatan sa kanyang kabiyak, sinisira niya kasagraduhan ng kanyang kasal. At huwag sana mangyari. Hindi dapat mangyari. And we're talking about now, you bilang married couple at magiging mag-asawa in the future, sikapin niya na you would be faithful to one another. Determine that your marriage is permanent. Nang Diyos ang talagang nag-isa sa inyo, pinagkaisa kayo, and let nothing separate you. So you need to work it out. Pagsikapan nyo mabuti na manatili. Thirdly, unity. Yung prinsipyo ng pagkakaisa. Sa verse 24, you will become one flesh. Indicates a complex unity. Again, hindi tulad ito ng naging isa pagkatas tinunaw. Hindi po. But two individuals, imperfect individuals, loving one another, caring for one another. So you should be in duet, not in dual, because you're partners. Unity is diversity brought into harmony. And when this is misapplied, at yung isa kinokontrol na yung isa, the controlling one doesn't give the other one room to be himself or herself. Naging abusado yung isa, kabiyak, at naging diktador. That would ruin the married life. So do not expect your better half to be the female you. Hindi po pwedeng mangyari yan. But instead, we should try to enhance the personality of the other one, ng iyong kabiyak. And you should be the one inspiring one another. And you should be the one finding new ways to affirm and to honor him or her. So once we learn to do that, at hindi nyo ipipilit yung gusto nyo lang, mangyari yung gusto nyo lang, you won't have a happy married life. You be partners dapat. And then fourth principle is intimacy. So when the marriage garden is in full bloom, andun yung exclusive, privileged knowledge, you will learn more about the other person, your kabiyak. Ultimately, yung intimacy is the grand prize. You would find all effort to invest sa inyong pagsasama. Yung babae at lalaki sa Genesis, evident sa Genesis, they were both naked and they were not ashamed. Because andun yung nakakaalaman na sila, nakakaunawa na sila, hindi sila self-conscious, hindi sila nahiya sa isa't isa, wala silang takot na laitin ng isa-isa, no embarrassment, no emotional hurts, no abuses, panatag sila. Each was entirely focused on the delight and pleasure of the other. And dun yung free-flowing intimacy, uninhibited by self-interest. Sexual union has become pleasant and fulfilling about isa. So, gayon pa man, Satan will always be present para abalahin, kangay busitin ang pagsasama ng mag-asawa. So we must learn to take measures to safeguard our family and take time to look carefully for each other. Mag-ingat, ingatan ang isa't isa, parang ang kaaway ng si Satanas ay hindi makaisa. So that your wife should be your forever Valentine, and that your husband should be your knight in shining armor. And so the challenge is, tune up your married life. Our married life should be magnificent. It should not be mediocre. Lalong-lalo na, it should not be miserable. And for our married life to be magnificent, always remember that the host of Satan will always aim his artillery laban sa ating mga tahanan. Pero meron tayong protection mula sa Diyos. And these are the principles or ating weapon against him. So, unahin natin ang lalaki. Ang asawang lalaki. You are to be to your wife as Jesus to His church. Kung ano ginawa ng Panginoon sa church, yun ang gagawin natin sa ating kabiyak. Give your wife leadership. Sa Ephesians 5:23, sapagkat ang lalaki ay pangulo ng kanyang asawa, gaya man ni Kristo na pangulo ng iglesia. Again, when we talk about church or iglesia, hindi ito tinutukoy yung mga inimbento at tinatag ng mga reliyon. Hindi ho. This refers to us believers, body of believers in Christ, na naniniwalang Diyos si Kristo. Tinarato tayo ni Kristo na kanyang anak, na kanyang iglesia, and siya bilang ulo ng iglesia, He gives us leadership. Gayun din ng lalaki sa kanyang pamilya, lalo sa kanyang asawa, na ang lalaki should not be dictator. Jesus never makes me do anything ng persahan. And if we are going to have difficulty sa pagpapatupad at magiging diktator tayo, we will ruin our married life. Yes, we should be the head. At bilang head ng family, lalo ng iyong asawa, being the head means that you accept responsibility. Lahat ng responsibilidad aakuin mo. Hindi ikaw ang diktador. Secondly, give your wife love. Verse 25, mga lalaki, ibigin niyo ang inyong asawa gaya naman ni Kristo na umibig sa iglesia at ibinigay ang kanyang sarili. So anong uri ng pag-ibig ang dapat ibigay natin sa ating kabiyak? It should be a passionate love. He loved the church. Si Kristo, minahal niya tayo enough to die for the church. He gave His life. At siya nagbigay ng limbawa that we should be willing to give our life sa ating kabiyak. Not only a passionate love, but a purifying love. Ibig sabihin, yung pag-ibig ni Kristo lumilinis sa ating pagkatao. Siya gawin din natin sa ating may bahay. We should make our wife even more radiantly beautiful. Nalilinis sa kanyang pagkatao. Tayo naging halimbawa. It should be a protecting love. So verse 28, gayon din naman nararapat ibigin ng lalaki ang kanyang asawa gaya ng kanyang sariling katawan. Ang umibig sa kanyang sariling asawa ay umibig sa kanyang sarili. So men should love their wives as their own bodies. So pagka hiniyan natin masaktan natin kabiyak, you are hurting yourself. It should be a providing love. Sapagkat walang sino man na napuot sa kanyang sariling katawan, kundi kinakandili. So if you love your wife, you would provide. See to it that her needs are met. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. Not only give your wife leadership and love, give your wife loyalty. A husband is to give full loyalty sa kanyang kabiyak. Because he is joined unto his wife. They shall be one flesh. Yung ibig sabihin ng yung joined, you are welded. You are fused to your wife. And you owe to your wife a sacred loyalty. Punta tayo sa may bahay. Ano naman ang magagawa ng babae para maparatili yung plan and purpose ng Diyos in married life? Kung paano si Christ sa church, minali Kristo ang kanyang church, paano naman ang gagawin ng church sa Panginoon? So kayo, bilang mga wife, learn to submit. Ephesians 5:22. God is telling you to submit. Hindi yung ma-demand of my rights. This is what I want. Walang pakialamanan. No, learn to submit. When you refuse God's plan to submit, you are hurting yourself. Secondly, support your husband. kung paano binigay ni Kristo ang kanyang gawain para sa ating pinagkatiwala. Tayo ang kanyang naging kamay, tayo naging kanyang paa, tayo na kanyang tenga, naging bibig. We should support our husband. You need to advance ano man ang kanyang ipinapakipaglaban, lalo kung siya Kristiyano. As the church supports the work of Jesus, you are to support the work of your husband. Thirdly, share. Sa verse 30, we are members of His body, of His flesh. So isang napakagandang relationship meron tayo dapat. Tayo sa Panginoon, intimate, pleasant, sagrado, at supportive sa lahat ng gawain. And we are sharing our talents, our abilities, what we can do para magumaan ang buhay ng ating family. Some marriage may be on the rocks. And the difference is not the problem, but their commitment. So, hindi mo pwede sabihin na, I owe it to myself to be happy. Hindi po ganoon. That's selfishness. You tell yourself, I owe it to God. I owe it to God to make my partner, my husband or wife, happy. So, ang sinasabi po natin simple ay ito. Married people should find a way to work your marriage out in the grace of God. And tulungan tayo ng Diyos na yung layon at plano ng Panginoon sa ating pagsasama ay maging halimbawa sa mga kabataan na nakatingin sa atin. So, salamat po sa inyo, sa inyong pakikiisa. And let me hear from you. And keep praying for Patrolman Tyron Espinosa, Patrolman Reginald de la Cruz, Patrolman Francis Ligardo. Pray for Police Staff Sergeant Adio Burgess, Police Master Sergeant Fernando Datig, Police Master Sergeant Rudolph Ramos, Police Master Sergeant Ryan Garcia, ang aming Assistant Squad Leader na si Police Senior Master Sergeant Willie Guillermo. Pray for our Squad Leader na si Police Executive Master Sergeant Sir Joseph Aquino. Again, may God bless and help us, married couple, to make our wife happy and make our family safe and well protected. We need to work it out. So God bless us all and ingat po tayo lahat. Until next time, salamat po.